Hey guys, Slimber here, and I've been gone for a fucking fat minute, but I figured I'd come back since I have some time and do a video on Charlie Kirk, as he seemed to get a big prominence on social media, on TikTok or Twitter lately, and yeah, I'd figure I'd do this video on Charlie Kirk and all the fucking ridiculous fucking arguments he makes, because they're pretty easy to get off on a fucking 17 or 18-year-old with no life experience. So let's get right into this, shall we?
You killed a baby, that's murder. But killing a fetus isn't murder.
What species is the fetus?
Human.
Then how is it not murder?
Because it hasn't been born yet.
Here's the problem with both their arguments, is, on a technical sense, they're both fucking wrong. The definition of murder is the unlawful killing of somebody. If abortion is legal, by definition, it's not murder, because it's lawful.
Why does that make it human?
Because that's when, like, it's not dependent on the mom, and it can be, like, its own thing.
If you have a pacemaker, you're dependent. If you have a ventilator, you're dependent. Babies are in NICU units, neonatal intensive care units, they're dependent. Dependency does not equal its degree of moral worth.
Whoa, Charlie, that's an interesting point coming from you. Mr. I don't believe in universal health care, and if you can't afford your medicine, you just die.
And so I need to understand the moral consistency. Here is a baby at 31 weeks that can survive outside of the womb. It has its own brain waves, its own consciousness, its own heartbeat, its own ability to clean its bladder. How is that not a human being? It just happens to be in a mom.
Well, Charlie, that's a bad argument too, because that's a late-term pregnancy. That's 31 weeks. That would be really late to get an abortion at, and in most places would be illegal. Unless the mother's life is at stake, or the fetus's life is at stake, and was just gonna die anyways. So maybe you should be making an argument about, I don't know, a more realistic abortion if you're gonna oppose it. And if you're using that argument, when, you know, typically that would be used for the health of the mother, or because a fetus is gonna die anyways, that makes me question your morality, Charlie, because are you so deep into your anti-abortion rhetoric that you would just rather the mothers of the child die?
Because it hasn't come out yet. It's still living in the mom. It's still part of the mom.
Right, but it's living. It has a heart. If it's not living, how does it have a heartbeat?
Because a fetus is like a parasite. It lives off the mom.
You think babies are parasites?
This right here, this reaction from Charlie and the crowd is full fucking proof that conservatives argue their feelings over any substantive fact. Because here's the thing. Are babies parasites? No, they're not parasites. But do they kind of live like one? Is that comparison kind of valid? Yeah. Let me ask you this, Charlie. Before a baby can live without the mother, if its host dies, would the baby still live?
Fetuses.
Right, but a fetus literally is just a word for a human being. It's a stage of development.
Before it's born.
Right, but have you ever been to a fetus shower?
Another bad argument from Charlie, because, I mean, people don't do baby showers 6 to 10 weeks into a pregnancy. They typically do them, like, I don't know, 30 to 35 weeks in, you know, like around the time the fetus is going to be born. And born as a baby, and it's not like those stuff they're getting for them is for the baby when it's a fetus, you know, it's for when it's born.
Why do they call it a baby shower, not a fetus shower?
Well, yes, it's a baby, but it depends on what the mother wants.
Oh, so it is a baby, not a fetus. Got it.
Honestly, I know I originally said a lot of these people, the reason he, quote-unquote, is good at these debates is because they're like 17 to 18-year-olds. But if we're being honest, I don't even think it's that. I don't even think that he's good at it. I think the shit he says is so fucking retarded that these people don't know what to say back to that. They're so fucking dumbfounded that they just give up. It's like arguing with the fucking brick wall. But anyways, next video.
You're against abortion even in a rape case.
Yes, I am.
Aren't
That's
you?
correct.
Wow, ladies,
Yes.
listen up. If you get
So-
raped You're gonna have to hold their baby.
Okay, but let's ask you. Can I ask you a question? If I had,
bro, the fucking dumb bitch in the fucking crowd in the background, fucking, it's murder. It's literally murder. So confidently fucking wrong, dude, as we proved in the fucking last TikTok on him. Fucking murder requires it to be illegal.
An ultrasound of a baby conceived in rape, or an ultrasound of a baby conceived in a loving relationship, which one is which?
Bruh, will that bitch in the background just shut the fuck up, dude? I'm literally trying to pay attention to both their fucking arguments, but all I can hear in the fucking background is like, bruh, shut the fuck up. The louder you are doesn't make you right. Yeah, I still can't fucking understand a damn word she just said in the background.
Doesn't matter. That's
no,
about the
because
context.
human rights do not stop based on the method of conception.
Oh, this is gonna get so ironic with the next video I pulled.
Human rights are applied to all.
Wow,
in fact, did you know?
So rapists have more rights than a woman.
Well, actually, do you know that there's
about
someone?
The control of
do
their
you know?
body?
Do
You're
you
saying
know
rapists
that
have
there's
more
someone in this audience?
Than the woman being
Did you
raped?
know that there's someone in this audience that was conceived in rape? Can you tell me who it is?
Once again, another stupid fucking argument from Charlie. You're making this whole point that you can't tell the difference between rape babies and non-rape babies. And it's like, okay, yeah, but like that doesn't mean the mother should be forced to give birth to a rape baby. That doesn't mean that at all. That's just fucked up. Be honest with yourself, Charlie. I don't think he has a daughter. I don't know that he has a sister. If you have a daughter, or if you have a sister, and they got raped, would you want to look at their fucking rapist face every day? Do you think they want to look at their rapist face every day? Look, there's probably a rape baby in that crowd, and their mother wanted to keep them. Cool. The whole fucking point of the pro-choice movement is about choice. So, if you want to keep the baby, keep it. Your argument is fucking stupid because nobody's arguing that people who are raped should be forced to have abortions. You're the only one arguing forcing anybody into anything, which is forcing them to keep the fucking kid, Charlie.
It doesn't matter.
No, tell me who it is. Because
it doesn't matter. Why? What does that matter?
Because what matters is babies conceived in rape don't get less human rights just because they were conceived in a nasty, ugly, evil way. Human rights apply to all people.
You're talking about a person versus an unborn fetus.
Oh, so what's the difference between an unborn baby and a person? What is the moral difference?
Well,
one isn't born yet and would die if the mother died.
One is living and breathing.
Well, how is the baby not living in utero? It has a heartbeat.
It would not live without the woman.
Hold on, but my 6-month-old baby won't live without my mom.
Whoa. Hold on. What did you say? Your 6-month-old won't live without your mom? Charlie, who the fuck is taking care of your kid? Are you not taking care of your kid?
Won't go hunt and gather for itself. My 10-month-old baby won't hunt and gather for itself.
Whoa, bro's got fucking 2 kids in a 4-month period, bro. Fucking wear a goddamn condom for once, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. But also, to that argument, the baby's already fucking born, dude. And to that argument, I mean, we're a civilized society. Things like adoption and foster care exist. The mother, technically speaking, doesn't have to take care of the kid at that point. But if they're currently pregnant with them, it's not like anybody else can take care of that child or have its resources, not resources, but say nutrients or whatever drained from them.
So how's that any different than a 2-month in utero?
It doesn't matter.
Well, hold on. No, answer the question. Answer the question. You used a degree of dependency argument.
Rapists have more rights.
No, I don't. I think that all human beings.
Bro's like trying to avoid actually just saying, yeah, no, I think rape victims should be forced to have their rape babies, whether they want them or not.
Beings have rights because they're made in the image of God, and every human being has a right to life and not the right to be exterminated.
Ooh, he's about to backtrack on this one.
People dying in war is not a genocide. Do you know what a genocide is?
The genocide when it's fucking deliberate and they're purposely killing civilians as an attempt to, I don't know, kill a whole group of people.
Is a deliberate, systematic,
this is
attempted elimination.
But here's the deal, is that's a pretty good description of what the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians. They're literally blowing up mostly kids. Mostly Palestinian kids. To try to wipe them off the fucking continent. Not the continent, but the fucking region. That's fucked up, dude. They're fucking hitting kids with non-lethals and then doing a second round and hitting them with fucking lethals. That's fucked up.
Project to eliminate Muslim people.
So now we're going.
That is a genocide.
Hold on a second. We're going to now take you at your own words. If it was a genocide, why doesn't Israel just drop a nuclear bomb on Rafah?
I don't know, Charlie. Do you not know anything about nuclear weapons? Do you not know that, like, they affect, I don't know, the land, the environment, the land surrounding the land? Maybe you should look into Chernobyl a little bit and see how that worked out. The Israelis want the land. That's what they're fighting over. That's why they're doing the genocide. They want the fucking land. It would be pretty counterproductive for them to nuke it. And they're right by Palestine. So it would also be very counterproductive to nuke their fucking neighbor.
They've been dropping
answer the question. And why don't they just end it? If they wanted all the Arab Muslims dead, because they don't.
Because that would fucking destroy, like, half the natural resources there, Charlie, you fucking retard! This isn't, like, fucking science fiction, dude. Look into how nukes work in real life.
Because they're fighting a humane war and dropping leaflets beforehand because they don't want them all dead.
That's why they're blowing up people looking for humanitarian aid there. That's why they're putting in evacuation zones and then blowing up the fucking evacuation zones, Charlie. My fucking God, you are fucking retarded. You are genuinely brain dead. You belong in a motherfucking group home, dude.
I have had enough of this Israel hatred.
I've had enough of this Israel hatred.
Instead, Israel has been patient and deliberate. They warn before they attack.
Like I said, they warn people and then tell them to go into these so-called evacuation zones and then blow up the evacuation zones. So, I mean, yeah, they warn people to try to trick them to go where they can blow them the fuck up.
They try to get citizens out of the way. They offer humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza.
They've literally blown up people looking for humanitarian aid.
They have funded hospitals. They say, hey, we're about to bomb you. We're about to bomb you. If they're trying to commit genocide, they're doing the worst job you can imagine. Instead, and I want to get to the final question here, but next question, but I think it's very important. The same way the left uses, it's racism. It's racism.
So
the advocates,
Muslim lives.
Would I be a little too hopeful if I thought the point he was making was that everything they accused the left of doing, of calling everything racist, is what they're doing with anti-Semitism, calling any criticism of Israel and its evil-ass fucking regime as anti-Semitic, even though they don't know what that means, because hating Arabic people and wanting to blow up Palestinians is also anti-Semitic, because Arabic people are also Semitic.
Matter, Charlie?
of course they
matter?
do.
Do they matter?
Yes. Every
so
life.
Why do you support sending $3 billion in aid to Israel to fund this?
Well, I actually support more than that, but
well,
I mean...
yes, exactly.
I'm actually, like, a bigger simp to Israel, dude. Like, come on. But, I mean, that's a very fair point, dude. How can you make all these arguments when it comes to the abortion shit that you're 100% for human rights and you're against killing babies, and then stick up and lie for Israel as they're blowing up a bunch of fucking Palestinian kids? They're targeting Palestinian kids, literal kids, babies and kids, not fetuses, not unborn babies, already born kids and babies. They're fucking targeting. This next one's a little cringy. Going to a political rally and being like, I'm gonna fight you, is a little fucking cringy, but let's get into it.
The Holy Spirit brought me here to challenge you to a gentleman's fist fight right here in front of this whole crowd. Now look, listen.
No.
Wait.
I would hate to hospitalize you in front of 2,000 people.
That's such a fucking bitch thing to say. Like, if you're not gonna have the balls to actually fight him, don't sit there and talk shit. Like, do I believe Charlie Kirk might hospitalize that guy? Maybe. But, like, if you're not gonna have the fucking balls to actually fight the guy, then don't talk shit, dude. Like, stop being a little bitch. If you want to talk all that shit, dude, go fight him.
But see, the difference is, I'm a 70-year-old man. I haven't been in a fight in like 60 years. However, seriously, I'm serious. You can have your goons. They can search me. I'll sign a waiver. I'll let you take the first punch.
Honestly, as cringe as it is, I fucking respect it a lot more than what Charlie's doing here, dude. Because while it is cringe, he is down to do it. He's not backing out. He's even say, hey, I'll let you get a fucking cheap shot on me, dude. The reason I don't respect what Charlie's doing is not that he's not fighting. All he has to do is say no. No, get him off the stage, not interested. Okay? Not everybody has to be fighters, right? Some people just, that's not their fucking thing. But the thing is, you don't pussy out while talking shit at the same time. It just makes you look like a little fucking bitch. And I know I might sound like a fucking boomer, but this is why we need to get back to the talk shit, get hit mentality that the world used to fucking have 60, 70 years ago. Because there are way too many fucking people who are comfortable just saying whatever the fuck they want to people because they can call the police. Like I said, not everybody's a fighter. But if you're not gonna fucking fight, don't talk shit. And the thing is, I've seen this in my personal life, dude. There's a fucking dude who wanted to sit there and talk shit to my wife about our dead fucking kid and shit. Talk shit to me about it. Send me fucking 70 fucking death threats a day. I can show you the fucking emails. And eventually I was like, alright, I went to his fucking house because I know where he lives. He's fucking fat ass, fucking hardcore right winger. I went to his fucking house. I was like, come outside. Let's fucking fight, dude. Stop being a little bitch. He was hiding in his room. I started banging on his fucking window. Come the fuck outside. Stop being a little bitch. I'm gonna call the police. And the fucked up part is, they wouldn't have given a shit about all the shit he said. They would have been like, well, you can't assault people. No. That's the fucking problem with society. Not enough people get their fucking ass kicked anymore.
Let's go.
First of all, it says very clearly in the Bible that we shouldn't harm those that are worthy of protection, and you obviously are.
You're just worried I'll kick your ass.
Well on Medicare age. But let's play this out. Despite the obvious fact, and you and I both know who would win this duel.
Well, then
Hold on a second.
Okay, then go do it, Charlie. He very much wants to do it. He just said he'd sign a fucking waiver, clearing you of all legal responsibilities. Maybe you're fucking worried about how people would react, but I mean, he's going up there. He said he'd sign a waiver, he'd let you get the first shot. He wants to fight you. He made it very clear. I don't think anybody would have a problem if you beat his fucking ass, if you won that. I think you know that too, Charlie. I think you just don't have the balls to do it. Very, very beta of you, Charlie. Very, very beta.
This is a great embodiment of the American left. You can't debate, so you want to go to blows.
I mean, has this guy expressed that he's even trying to debate at this point? He literally walked up there and said, my God told me to fight you, dude. So I don't know that this guy even has any interest in debate. It'd be one thing if you guys started debating and he just got up and fucking attacked you because he got mad, but no, it doesn't seem like what you said matches the scenario that's playing out right now, Charlie. And the thing that's kind of rich coming from you is you're debating all these normal, uneducated people who do not specialize in politics because you're scared to debate anybody who's educated in politics, because you got raped by Kyle Kalinske like 6 years ago when you went up in a debate against him, and he fucking destroyed you. It kind of reminds me of Steven Crowder being scared to debate, what's that fucking guy's name? Sam Cedar, but wanted to debate fucking H3H3. Like, you're scared of actually fucking debating somebody who can shut down your dumb fucking arguments. So you debate somebody that is not specialized in that and isn't used to those type of arguments, isn't even used to debating nonetheless. And that's kind of where the whole change my mind or this type of shit, that's kind of the ballpark that's in. The whole reason they do this is to, like, try to impress normies who have never seen them argue anybody who actually knows what they're talking about. And because these people don't know what they're doing and aren't used to debating, they end up just making stupid points against them as they're also making stupid points. It's kind of like playing Call of Duty, but with bots on like the easiest fucking rank and quickscoping them and being like, aha, look at me, I'm great.
I am not here to debate you. I'm here to prove you wrong. Prove you wrong. Prove him wrong. So either put up or shut up. I'll walk away. You tell me right now.
I will say this. I'm not going to fight you because I don't have to. Because you know why?
You don't have to.
You are acting as if someone who is very desperate, who is clout chasing, and we won an election. We are going to remain peaceful.
I mean, to be honest, you're right, though. He is acting kind of desperate about fighting you. But on the other hand, you're being a little bitch about it. That right there, that probably should have been your initial response, which is, I'm not interested. I don't have to do this. You're just looking for some sort of attention. Fuck off. But that's not what you started with. You fed into it and talked shit back. So, if you're gonna talk shit, back it up. Otherwise, you're a little bitch, dude.
While the left promotes violence...
Didn't a bunch of right-wingers literally just invade the Capitol a couple years ago? I swear that happened, right? Or, like, didn't a right-winger just shoot a bunch of fucking Congress people in fucking Minnesota? Huh, okay. But it's the left promoting violence, right? I would argue they don't promote enough of it.
We are going to be the peace because, as Christ our Lord said, blessed are the peacemakers, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Thank you, sir, and get out of here.
Thank you, sir, for cucking me. Thank you. All right, next video. Last one.
If she could come here legally, why can't everyone else? Hi guys, I'm Linda. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I've noticed all over New York, all of the illegals are taking over.
How do you know that they're illegal? Are you, like, going up to them and asking to see proof of citizenship? Because even then, they might just be weirded out, even if they are illegal. I'd be pretty fucking weirded out if you did that to me. But here's the thing. New York has always been very multicultural. It's always been a spot for a lot of people to immigrate to. Look at Ellis Island. The thing is, how do you know that these people are all legal is my question. Because they could very much be here legally. A lot of immigrants live in New York and have always lived in New York. A lot of immigrants have always lived in New York. While, yes, a lot of statistical evidence proves that there's a lot of immigrants that are in New York. I'm not necessarily, not a lot of immigrants, there are a lot of illegal immigrants. I'm not necessarily disputing that. What my problem with that is if you're going to use personal experience, you should have at least something to back that up with, right?
They built new apartments in the city for the illegals, let them come into our colleges in New York. And my question is, my grandma came here legally from Germany during Nazi's regime. If she could come here legally, why can't everyone else?
Thank you.
I mean, I don't think it's a simple question. There's probably a multitude of reasons. One I would suspect would be visas expiring, people come in here legally through the visas. Their life's already set up in America. They've made a better life for themselves, but their visa expired. They have really no reason to go back to somewhere like, say, Mexico, and they just kind of stick around, you know? Another reason I would suspect is, to be honest, it's not a quick process. And if you need to get in here quickly, you're probably gonna fucking get in here legally. My brother, his wife is from the Philippines, and it took about 2 years before she could legally get into America, even while being married to an American, because people don't know that that doesn't automatically grant you citizenship. I think you have to be married something like 7 years or something before you actually could get citizenship. But it's not a simple problem, and there's no simple solution. It's really not as simple as one person got in here legally, why can't you? Your grandma, you said she escaped Nazi Germany in the 30s or 40s. I'm assuming she was Jewish? I don't know. I'm not here to assume your race. But I would assume that was very hard, based off the fact that Americans weren't very welcoming to Jewish people that were coming here in the 30s. But the thing is, not all situations are the same, and some people need to get out of here, out of wherever they're at urgently. I mean, to be honest, if your grandma had been closer to America and she couldn't get in and it was life or death, she probably would have fucking hopped the border, dude. If Trump was like, let's exterminate all morbidly obese women, I'm sure you probably wouldn't stick around, right? I'm sure you wouldn't wait for Canada or Mexico's immigration process. If you didn't have fucking time, you'd hop the fucking border. Anybody fucking would. And I'm not saying that that's the exact scenario that a lot of people here illegally are in, but they're not necessarily in the best scenario, and they want to get out of it as quick as possible. And as I said, the immigration process in America takes a long time.
Amen. And I just want to say to your grandma really quick, it is an insult to your family that came here legally that people who cut in line get preference. Who here is a son or a daughter of immigrants? Raise your hand. All of you out there should be outraged that people get to come here and cut in line and basically say to you guys that waited in line, you're a bunch of suckers. We need to say no illegal immigration. If you come to better the country, we have an open heart and a big, big door, but you must come here legally in this country.
You're acting like illegal immigrants are living this glamorous lifestyle at the expense of citizens, but they really aren't, dude. Most of them have to fucking work under the table because they don't have a fucking social security number at probably less than minimum wage to fucking work, and while they're doing better off here than they were elsewhere, they still have to do that. They're still probably poor as shit. Most of them have to fucking keep their tail tucked between their legs and fucking try not to ruffle any feathers to make sure they don't get deported, and that was prior to Trump. Fucking Obama and Biden fucking deported people like crazy too. It's not some fucking glamorous lifestyle, dude.
Thank you very much.
I completely agree with you. Thank you.
We either a nation of laws or a nation that breaks laws. We have to be a nation of laws.
All right, guys, that's it. We're a nation of laws, so it's okay now in certain states to beat your wife on the courthouse steps because it is legal there. We cannot break the law, guys. If your wife pisses you off, remember that on the first month of, was it like the first Wednesday of the first month? I don't fucking know, dude. There's some laws in a couple states that are similar to that. But anyways, that's all. The video's over. Slimber out.